Alright, so we're going to work on section 1.5.2 today. This section is all about vertical angles. And the truth about vertical angles is what vertical angles are just angles that are across from each other. So if you were to draw an X, they're just the opposite sides. And what we know about them is that they're equal to each other. So if I know this side is 100, this side is also 100. Then our adjacent angles, which would be my other two left over, would be 180 degrees minus that 100, or in this case, 80 degrees. Using that, we can be able to solve all the problems we have today. So what I would do on a problem like this, quite honestly, is first find my vertical angle. What's across from that 52? Well, it's this side, this DAE. And then how would I find my other two angles? I would have to do 180 minus 52, which means the other two sides are 128. Using that information, I can fill in questions 1 through 3. Remember, when you're reading angle measurements, read them in order. So this first one is asking about what is the measure of B, which is all the way up here, A, which is in the middle here, E. So that is this angle over here. Well, we've already measured that. That's 128. The next one asks about angle C, which is all the way over here, to A, to D. Well, that's also 128. And our last one we can see is E to A to D. So that would be this side, which is 52. So reading your angles, you just follow the order of the letters. That also works when we add in more lines. So if I look here, I got the 20, right? What's across from my 20 is over here. So I could fill that in as my 20 degrees. Then I could ask myself, which angle is across from my 85 degrees? Okay, well, that's this angle over here. For the final two, I'm going to do 180 minus 20 minus 85, or 180 minus 105, which will leave me with what, 75 left to play? Yes. So that means these other two angles would be 75 respectively. And now I just got to follow whatever the question wants. They're really simple. Either things are equal or it's 180 minus those things. So the first one is B to X to C. Well, that was my vertical angle to my original 20, so that's 20 degrees. F to X to E, that was my vertical angle to my original 85 degrees. And then it asks about my new ones, which would be G to X to D, that's 75. And the last one that I haven't done yet is the B to X to F, which is also 75 degrees. So really simple basic calculations here. And then 8 through 10, they make it a little harder. It's a little bit of algebra coming into play here, or definitions. So number 8 says line segment, or sorry, line AB, so A and B, and CD are perpendicular. That's another word for 90 degrees. So this is C and D. And they intersect at point P. What is the measure of angle AP APC. Well, perpendicular is 90. That means this is 90 degrees. So perpendicular angles, 90-degree angles, super easy. The next ones are my algebra. For these ones, I know vertical angles are equal. So I could set up the equation x plus 10 equals 2x minus 10. And I want to solve for x. When you are solving an equation, your goal should be to get x alone. Right now I have x on this side and on this side. I want x all on one side, so what I'm going to do is subtract x over here. The reason I subtract is this right now is a positive x. I want to do the opposite to get rid of it. So I have positive x minus x. It goes away. I'm left with 10 equal to 2 minus x, or 2 minus 1, which is just x, and then the minus 10. Now I want to get my 10 to the opposite side. In order to do that, I want to do the opposite of subtracting 10 and add it to both sides. So I get 10 plus 10, which means x should equal 20. Oh, sorry, I wasn't quite done. Once you do that, it asks for the measure of BAC. So BAC is here. That is x plus 10. We just solved x to be 20, so that would be 20 plus 10, or angle BAC equals 30. So just be careful. Don't be like me. Apex probably wants you to plug things back in, and you would get 30 there. 10 is super similar. They're vertical, so they're equal to each other. So I get 4x plus 20 equals 3x plus 40. Once again, I really, really, really want all of my x's on one side. So what I want to do here is get my 3 over to my 4. Since this is a positive 3, I've got to do the opposite action and subtract 3x from both sides. These 3 cancel, and I do 4 minus 3, which would leave me with a plain x. I haven't touched this 20 yet, and I haven't touched my 40. Now I want to do my last step and solve. The opposite of plus 20 would be minus 20. So x would equal 20. I need to plug this back into my equation. It's asking me about angle B to A to E, which is this 4x plus 20. I'm going to replace my x with the 20 that I solved. So I got 4 times 20 plus 20. We simplify. 4 times 20 is 80 plus 20. And what I'll find is angle BAE will equal 80 plus 20, or 100. So vertical angles, they're equal to each other. You would do the ones across from each other equal. To figure anything else out, you would do 90 or 180 minus that number. If you have any questions, please reach out.